Welcome to part 2 on the float data type. This lesson is all about doing maths using zero. Here we're going to test the border cases of doing mathematics with zero using the float type. I'll also be using the text block introduced in Java 15 to format your output, and just on that, in your editor, to make it easier, let your editor draw the spaces and things, so spaces, tabs and so on, so you can see. So on my gedit, I'm going to activate it to show you what it looks like, and you see it's now showing me all my tabs and my spaces as I format it, so that you can use the text block and it's easier to see what's happening, because sometimes you can't see the spaces, tabs and so on. Okay, I'm just going to take it out again so it's not so busy. Okay, so looking at working with zeros and using the float, we're going to look at multiplying by zero, dividing by zero. So I've got the floats there and I'm dividing and the outputs, and we're also going to look at equality, and we'll go to the past, and we will also look at divide by zero, the difference between dividing by zero with a float and an int. And I'm using a try catch block here because it's going to throw an exception with an int, and we haven't looked at the exceptions yet in this course, but I've got a whole series on exceptions, and the link is here to the playlist. If you want to go, you're welcome to go and explore there as well. So let's now run this and see what the output is. Okay, so I'm just going to compile and run it in memory, compile in memory and run at the same time. Java, and my class is main.java, my source, but I'm compiling and running it. And here's the output that I used with the text block. There's that piece there. Okay, let's see. Multiplying anything by zero will give you zero. So I've got negative multiply, so multiply by zero, so multiplying negative with a negative is giving me a zero. I'm multiplying two positives, gives me a zero, is giving me a zero, and there I'm multiplying 2.2 float times negative, and it's giving me a negative zero there. Dividing by zero, when you divide by zero, positive zero, I'm getting a infinity, a negative zero, I'm getting a negative infinity, and when you divide 0 by 0, I'm getting undefined, which is a nan in Java. Then checking for equality, what I'm checking, I have negative 0.0f and 0.0f, it's giving me a 0, so negative 0 plus a 0 give me a 0, and yeah, I'm checking for equality, and I see that 0.0f is equal to negative 0.0f, so they equal. And yeah, I use the try catch clause where I'm dividing a int value by 0. Here it is, this one over here, and this one is throwing an exception, and it's printing this line out over here because it threw an exception. as an exception it's throwing out is arithmetic exception division by 0, where you can see in a float it doesn't throw an exception at all. You don't need to put it in a try-catch clause. It when you divide a number by 0 it gives you infinity, and if you divide 0 by 0 it's undefined. And that's it. So yeah, at the end I've got a summary. Multiply by 0 is 0, dividing by 0 is infinity, 0 divided by 0 is undefined, it's a nan, negative 0.0 equals to positive 0.0, and dividing integral numbers by 0 throws an arithmetic exception. We've come to the end of this lesson. We saw what the outcome would be when using a 0 value in mathematics using Java's float data type. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, learned something from it, and please don't forget to press the subscribe and notify button. I've also got a Facebook page related to this channel. You're welcome to join my adventure channel where I share photos and videos of various activities. Until we meet again in our next lesson, I wish you well and happy coding.